Here we go. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another live commentary. This time, we're doing the best of the Raimi trilogy, Spider-Man 2, the theatrical cut. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Yes, Chanudu, my favorite Marvel superhero movie. It is one of my favorites. Also, I love Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, hey, Network 98, Eddie, what's up? We're starting this movie now. Where it's about 2 hours long. There's 136 minutes, so let's get started. Spider-Man 2, here we go. I saw this in the theater back in 2004 after I graduated from high school. I had a lot of anticipation because I love the first one so much. Best opening credit scene in any Marvel movie so far. Hey, Josh, you just made it. I just started the movie. Because before the MCU, this was the Marvel movie that came out. What if a fan MCU went straight to the Disney Channel? You mean Disney Plus, because Disney Channel is dead now. There's nothing but kids stuff now. Dun, dun, dun. Opening credits is awesome. These illustrations are absolutely fabulous. I know MJ did not look like that in the first movie, but it's a good picture of Kirsten Dunst. Got a bag of popcorn. Let's open this up. Alfred Molina is coming back in Spider-Man No Way Home this year. I don't know how, because he drowned, but like I said, Josh, hear me out. In comic books, characters can die and come back. Sometimes they don't explain it. J.K. Simmons came back. I'm talking about Disney Channel. No, but still, Disney Channel has nothing now. All they have is a bunch of shows for little girls. You don't believe me? Look at their roster now. All their Marvel shows are done now on Disney XD. The 2017 Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, Big Hero 6, they're all done. Danny Elfman's music now. Yeah, no Spider-Man movie has topped this. Not even Into the Spider-Verse. That was good, but the third act, the flashy CG, strobe lights hurt me. Nothing like that happened in any of these movies. What would I rate Bring It On? It's a good movie. It's a 7 out of 10 for me because I didn't see it as a kid. I saw it before, way after the Spider-Man movies. I bought it at Target a couple years ago, and it's funny. Peyton Reed did a good job directing it. He directed Ant-Man after Edgar Wright left. Yeah, Alvin Sargent wrote this one, so it's a lot better. Sam freaking Raimi. He's coming back next year for Mary Jane Watson. Oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. I made a choice with a lot of responsibility. Life should never be a part of. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. And I'm Peter Parker. And he's on this little scooter. So it's called The Marbles. Awesome. Stop! The guy from The Last Airbender. Yes. Good actor. I like this actor. He's a good actor. I've seen him in an episode of Younger. He's a good actor. No, wait. Don't remove myself. The worst Disney Channel movie is Gotta Kick It Up. It's Bring It On with a Latina cast, and nobody can act in that movie. Go! The worst, yeah, that movie, the only actress I like in that movie is Susan Egan. as the instructor, as the coach. She is gorgeous. She's the voice of Meg from Hercules. Mwah. Absolutely gorgeous voice. Like, excuse me. Don't worry. I don't have COVID. Just got some dust in my throat. Olivia Holt is gorgeous. She's basically the more calmer Breck Passenger, but she doesn't talk out of her ass like some people do. I love this scene. There's the black guy. Whoa! He stole that guy's pizzas. I love that. Without movies like this, we would have never gotten The Dark Knight, or Endgame, or Spider-Man Far From Home, or Into the Spider-Verse. But Spider-Man had to work and be a bankable star before they made him animated and made him black, Latino, if you will. The pizzas look good. They're playing in the street. I still love that costume. I think that costume still looks great, even over 15 years later. Well, 17 years, but Kelly Berglund, she's adorable. Have you seen that girl's face? She could light up a room. She should be in a Spider-Man movie. I would love to see her as Gwen Stacy or as Mary Jane or something like that. Or even the girl that was in the cartoon, the 2017 cartoon. This is Emily Deschanel, the older sister of Zoe Deschanel. It's crazy how much they look alike. Her sister looks more like Katy Perry, but I'm not going to go there. This movie makes me smile, man. It came out in June of 2004, so you're late. You should try ordering a pizza during the pandemic. Sometimes it takes an hour to get here. Mm-hmm. It's too bad, man. I never saw Bones, but I didn't see Food Fight. He took the sticker off. Yeah, you couldn't do another JK. There's no other actor that can play. Yeah, there's no other actor that can play him. Like, he's irreplaceable in Spider-Man. That's Betty. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, you don't still like the new Betty in Far From Home and Homecoming because she's Australian. I've seen a better actress, Elizabeth Banks. It's a better actress than a director, I'll tell you that. Olivia Wilde can do both. Do I refuse to see Food Fight? It's one of the shittiest animated movies I've ever seen. I've seen clips of it from the Nostalgia Critics review, and it looks horrendous. $65 million to put this god-awful CGI that wasn't even rendered right. Disney did movies with half the budget, and it looks better than that. There's Dylan Baker. Much better than Reese Ifans in The Amazing Spider-Man. Dr. Connors is not British, you freaking idiots. Or Welsh. Peter Parker. Yeah. You movie. I hate that movie so much. I know. Best and worst. What is TFA W2WS? I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Best episode, the finale. Because it was great to see Falcon finally wear that costume. Worst episode was where the worst episode was when John Walker kills that guy. It took me out of it, and I was like, this is way too violent for a show on Disney Plus. It should not have been that violent. It was almost Passion of the Christ kind of a death. It was way too brutal. He could have at least shot the guy in the head or something. Here he's like, I'm gonna smash your head in, and I'm like, oh my god, that stood with me, and it haunted me. Yeah, I think the best is episode 4. No, it haunted me, guys. That episode, the ending is what took me out of it. Same thing with the pilot. I love the pilot, but that ending. Every time John Walker ends an episode, it took me out of it. Think about that. What the worst is 1. Why? That opening scene with Falcon flying was freaking awesome. Admit that was the best part of that episode. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why I love this movie so much, guys. Episode 6 is my favorite of all. Yeah, because it concluded and it had one of the best speeches of any of the Marvel shows so far on Disney Plus. Because Falcon makes it like, yeah, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. Again, it's not woke. It's current. And if Josh can protest, being a man of color and also being a man of color, we know what it's like to carry the world on our shoulders. Doing YouTube is not easy. What would I rate Pixels? It's a 4. That movie could have been a lot better. Yeah, there's a lot of problems in this movie. That's what usually happens in the second movie. The hero has to go through a major ordeal. She's good, man. She's good, man. I know. Yeah, I know. She's so good. I mean, nothing against Sally Field as Aunt May, but they didn't give her much to do. Like even her speeches are just they're kind of like convoluted. Because like I said, with Miles, his storyline is different than Peter. That's why it was interesting. Yeah. What if Steve Harvey was in Steel instead of Shaq? Well, he can act. Shaq can act. I like her hair here. It's nice. It's like nice and long. Yeah, Marissa Tomei actually shows emotion because she won an Oscar. Yes. Mm. Hmm. And it's just two people having a conversation, and there's no yelling. In The Amazing Spider-Man, there's just way too much tension in it. I'm like, what? You're trying to take this realistic approach? Why? Not needed. No one was asking for that. Mm-hmm. You can talk like human beings without it making this Christopher Nolan type script. Mm. Yeah, my son, the astronaut, the worst character in the movie because he's barely in it. Hold on. Hold on. Freezing a little bit. Pause. I have to change the thing. Hold on. The internet connections are worse. I hate doing it down here, but I have to. Hate Wi-Fi. Okay, there we go. Let's continue before I disappear again. I'm sorry, Dom. Hi. What's hi? Can I send it? Nice. Good road. I love Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. And there's the Russian girl. She's cute. Yeah, she's very thin. The dumbest question you ever asked on YouTube. I don't know. Andrew, Spider-Man was okay. It's just Peter Parker that was the problem. Yeah, because he's a douchebag. Sorry about that delay. It's just that got a lot of Wi-Fi problems here. The basement is the worst place to do a Wi-Fi. Use the Wi-Fi. Back too. My favorite scenes are love story, Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Train scene. Yeah, the train scene's coming up later. What's the worst? Rambo 5 because it disrespects the character. Plus, it wasn't needed. Rocky 5 was redeemed because of Rocky Balboa. Yeah, Garfield, Holland I do enjoy because he's different. He says you're brilliant. You're nice. It's not a privilege, it's a gift. We use it for mankind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's Donna Murphy, Mother Gothel from Tangled. And by the way, I saw her on Shakespeare in the Park in Into the Woods. She was great. She can act. Got a beautiful voice. He is coming back. It's already in the cast list. Oh man, our voice is so. Yeah, if you keep something as complicated as love, it'll make you sick. Yeah, ask Edward Cullen. Does The Walking Dead interest you? No. Having a bunch of Brits play Southerners is not for me. It's like doing a freaking movie about the Alamo and you don't have any American actors. Why? Can't you be authentic? Game of Thrones have people from other countries. Excuse me. Oh, mercy, yeah. I write poetry, so I know about it. Taze upon her. Mm-hmm. You watch the Spider-Man costume and his drawers get red and blue. Yeah, with Miles, his costume is black. So, yep. I like the soundtrack. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is not perfect, but I'll get to that. But we should have had a Spider-Man 4 instead of Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was, those films were a joke. Importance of being earnest. Yeah, that's a play. Right. That's like WandaVision, yeah. All that you wanted. Remember when music was good in the 2000s? What do you think of the movie Rush? I haven't seen it yet. It's on Netflix. This actress is lovely. If you've seen Death Proof, she was in that movie in the beginning. Those Carnation. You saw 3 carnations. Man, flowers are expensive, and I love the soundtrack. Yeah. What's her name? Fiorentino or something like that. Hold on. Hold on. Let me look her up. I know she was in Death Proof. One of the girls that dies in the beginning. That's a song called Up by the Jet. Yeah, it's good. I didn't like the song For You, For You. What the hell was that? He's trying to find his parents, and you play a freaking song that could be in a Disney Channel movie. It took me out of the movie, guys. He's just looking at a wall, and that music plays. I'm like, this music doesn't fit. Here, it fits. Scorsese or Tarantino, it depends what mood I'm in. But this is Joy Bryant, yeah. Vanessa Ferlito, that's her name. I haven't seen Vanessa Ferlito in something in a while. Yeah, web balls. Yeah, she's 43 now. They also do this in Hamilton, where if you go to the show late, they won't let you in because it ruins the atmosphere, and that's a show you do not want, ruined. 2021 has been rough, but it's not as bad as last year. Nope. See, after the doors are closed, helps maintain the illusion. Wink, wink. Yep. There's a lot of Easter eggs from the MCU in this movie, and this was before the MCU. There's quiet, please, while the play is in progress. Again, yeah, you can't go to a play late. They won't let you in. Animal Draft House also does that. If you get there late, they won't let you in, even if you paid $1 million. Yep, the Asian woman. Yep. There's a theme from the '60s. Yeah. What if there was a cut of Force Awakens where Rey wasn't in it? It would still suck, but it wouldn't be as bad because Bainga screaming didn't help either. The original trilogy, yeah. What do you think about those rumors? Yeah, he's probably going to make an uncredited cameo. Bruce Campbell, man, yeah. That was missing in the new film. Oh, Vanessa Ferlito, the last thing she did was NCIS New Orleans. I don't watch those shows. She also, her last movie was a movie called Duke in 2019. Yeah, she was in Death Proof. She was Arlene in Death Proof. Yeah, that's a lot. RoboCop 2 was the last film I saw in the theater before the pandemic. There's the reveal in Superman 2. This is a lot like Superman 2, where he goes through a lot of shit. He loses his powers, just like in Superman 2, except in that he gave his powers away. Thomas Jane's Punisher, yeah, it's an Easter egg. There's a lot of that in this movie. Maintain the illusion. That's for Far From Home. Foreshadowing. Ah! 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 Bam! He's on my hat too. Spider-Man. Look. I laughed at the Spider-Man '60s car. Yeah. I can't believe that Disney Plus took out the cartoon from the '90s. That was a mistake. Shame on you, Disney. Shame. I don't need to watch this on Disney Plus. I have this. I have 2 copies of this movie. I don't need your tainted version. They're probably not going to even put the extended cut on Disney Plus. Because with Days of Future Past, I have the theatrical cut, not the extended cut. There's Hal Sparks. Yeah, I love him on Lab Rats. He cracks me up. Mr. Davenport absolutely cracks me up, man. I never saw Queer as Folk, and you guys know why. I'll give it 3 guesses. What'd you get? It's kind of itchy. I put on Lego Batman movie on my DVD player. I saw that movie on HBO Max. It still holds up. It's very funny. The only thing I hate in that movie is what they did to Barbara. Like Rosario Dawson, they had to make her a black Barbara. That's an SJW, and I'm like, that's not the Barbara from the comics, or the cartoons, or any of the movies, or anything. It took me out of it. Batman and Robin worked in that movie well, really well. This is a movie where Peter's life is falling apart. He can't pay his rent. He can't afford to live in a nice house. John, I saw someone put Justice League worse than Superman 4. I don't know how. It's not Justice League. It's Justice League. Just the theatrical cut, I call it. That's like calling X-Men Days of Future Past X-Men DOFP. I'm like, no, just call it Days of Future Past. The road cut is different, but it's just a little bit longer. That's all.
It's amazing, isn't it? How complicated a simple thing, like being someplace at 8 o'clock. Actually, there was this obnoxious usher. Somebody has to talk to the usher.
And by the way, remember when there was a time where people did not have cell phones? This was it. Yeah, when you had to use a payphone to talk to people over from a long distance. It was a good scene.
There it is.
I'm Player X. I love X-Men 2000 and United X2. He's still talking on the phone. I hated Batman and Robin. It was horrible. Yeah, I know. It was done better in the Lego Batman movie. James Marsden would have been a great Cyclops if he was the leader and they didn't kill him off in The Last Stand. That's why I hate that movie so much, because of what they did. They wasted the leader of the X-Men. Are you going to get Zack Snyder's Justice League? You mean the Snyder Cut? Yeah, I'm going to get it. Eventually. Here come the metal arms. Those arms are so cool. Oh, right on the spine. No. It's amazing how much acting he can do with his eyes, more than Tom Hardy could do as Bane. But she talks like this? No. The villains shouldn't have laughable voices. The same.
Which is why I developed this inhibitor chip to protect my higher brain function. It means I maintain control of these arms instead of them controlling me.
Yeah, that's what you say.
And now on to the main event. Give me the blue light, bro.
The scene is really good. There's a lot of tension. They killed Xavier and Cyclops. How dare they? There she is. That's the last time you're going to see her in the movie. Fasten your seat belts. Oh yeah. This movie didn't have to kill off beloved characters, you know? On your father's dreams. I just heard that line 5 minutes ago. Something goes wrong. When doesn't it go wrong? Doc Ock, my favorite villain. Yeah, I thought it was done better here than Into the Spider-Verse. Why was she a woman? I have no idea. I'm not sexist or anything. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, Doc Ock is a woman in this movie? I'm like, it is different, but why does Scorpion speak Spanish? I don't know. Because the movie is obsessed with those people in the movie. If you've seen Into the Spider-Verse. To be honest, Into the Spider-Verse, the villains were not the highest point in that movie. Miles was, and his Spider-Man, his other Spider people. The film noir Spider-Man, Spider-Am, Penny Parker. John, what was the worst, Dark Phoenix or New Mutants? I haven't seen either one. Yep, he saved them. This doesn't change anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Glass kills her. Yep, glass right in her eye. See, if they had showed the blood, it would have been too violent. Oh man. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Yeah, still a good line. And that was the scene. Dramatic fade out. Yep. So there were some casualties. See? Mm-hmm. I have nothing left except Spider-Man. Hey, nowadays you can't touch anybody because of what's he doing here? Because the villain's going to do something stupid, and the hero has to show up. What did you rate that? What do you rate Batman Bad Blood? I gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. It's not Batman's movie. It's Batwoman's, and I don't give a damn about her or it. This scene is straight out of one of the Evil Dead films. Yep, they're wearing Corona masks. Yeah, I'm going to listen to the credits of Spider-Man 2 briefly. Those arms are cool, man. No, don't kill Nathan. No. See, their mask can protect them from this. Straight out of a horror movie, man. We've never seen a scene like this in the MCU, in a Spider-Man movie. And there's a chainsaw. That's not a coincidence. Because Ash had a chainsaw in Evil Dead 2. And Army of Darkness. This scene is really crazy. If they did this in the MCU or they did it on Disney Plus, it would probably get more blood in it. Right in the eye. That's a brutal scene. And people said this movie's for kids. Hell no. No, it's not. The worst is Malekith. The best villain is Thanos. Yeah. I didn't like Guy Pearce's Mandarin. I thought that was worse than Malekith because Malekith was just forgettable, but he had a cool look. Guy Pearce breathing fire was stupid. Batgirl is more interesting because she's not freaking lesbian and is not boring and played by a foreign actress. No! Yep. A year later, we got no. Oh, that cracks me up, man. It's in the episode 3. Doc Kelso sequel is crazy. That's something that would have already happened today. A mask can't protect your face from metal. Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey or Eddie Murphy. It depends on what mood I'm in. If I want to see an 80s movie, I'll see Eddie. But if I want to see a 90s film, you know who I can call. Well, here comes the next Easter egg for Multiverse of Madness. Mm-hmm. Here it comes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yep, it's taken. Marvel has it now. Doc Ock. What are you looking for? Raised gout. Hold on, I'll be back. Pause it. I'll be back in a little bit. I just go get some tissue. Next time I gotta get a tissue box. That's gotta get some stuff tomorrow. We're gonna have roast rabbit. We're gonna have roast rabbit. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. That was Return of the Jedi when yeah, no, but it's also in Revenge of the Sith. Oh boy. Yeah, that laugh is great. It's I mean Yeah, J.K. Simmons is just having a ball. Yeah, his son, the astronaut, the most forgettable character in the movie. Hmm. Doctor Strange came out 12 years after this movie in 2016, so it took a long time. Foreshadowing. How did he come back? Maybe he fell through a portal in the water, guys. They could retcon that without having to kill him off. We never saw Doc Ock's body at the end of the movie. Just remember that. We never saw his dead body. Because they can retcon that by saying, "Oh yeah, he fell through a portal." That's gonna save everything. Just say that he went through a portal. Hmm. Did you see what I said? The best MCU villain, one of them is Loki's one of the better ones, but Thanos because you know what he does. He gets things done. I also love the Vulture. We'll do it here. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Nothing will stand in our way. Nothing. Yep. So it's a great freaking Shakespearean scene, man. That would foreshadow the acting that they did in the first Thor movie. Hey, Joe McHale, what's up? He looks really young here. It looks like he's 25 here. He's so funny, man. He kicked Joe McHale's foot. I hated Power Rangers 2018, 17. Yeah. 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 Don't you hate when the banks have to let you down? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Naomi Scott is not the Pink Ranger. Amy Jo Johnson is. And I met her. She's adorable. Whoa, man. It's ironic because he's Spider-Man. I do love the nostalgia critic. He cracks me up. Doug Walker he just has some real zingers. Sometimes his comedy goes a little too far. As a fellow YouTuber, I know when a joke has run its course. Mm-hmm. They have gold coins in there. Looks like Fort Knox. This movie still holds up, guys. See the villains fight in the first what? Like we're about almost an hour in. We're about an hour into the movie. Plus, his American accent is way better than Naomi Scott's. These people think whispering is a good American accent. No. I don't need every American accent to be like, no. That's Robert Pattinson acting right there. Yep, you got that May. At least they got somebody different. Who's worse, Steppenwolf or Mandarin? Because Mandarin, well, that was a twist that was not needed. At least in Steppenwolf, they made him better in the Snyder cut. He looks a lot better. Like a cool voice. This girl was in a Hallmark movie. Don't come after me, Josh. Don't, please. I said she was a girl in a Hallmark Christmas movie I saw 10 years ago. Please, calm down. If you're still watching it, just that blonde girl that was screaming. Yeah, I saw her in a Christmas movie called Holiday Engagement. But please, I come in peace. I watch those movies because I have a daughter. I have a daughter. I wish I have a mother and I have a sister to watch it. So that's kind of why I show my sensitive side. There's Stanley cameo. I forgot to tell you. The effects are good. It won an Oscar. This one, best visual effects. It deserved to. There were no DC movies at that time. Yeah, what? Catwoman? That was god awful CG. Worst and best Guy Ritchie movie is the only one I like. Man from U.N.C.L.E. His worst is that King Arthur movie because I was so confused. This fight scene's still good, man. When Spider-Man versus Doc Ock in the bank, yeah, I laughed at it. Say, here's your change. Aunt May, is that an angel? Good stuff, man. Yep, he gave her the finger. Yeah, she gave her the finger. That metal. Watch, right in the eyes. Oh. Yes, he roared. Guys, he roared in a Spider-Man movie. He went, roar. The effects are still really good, man. So those two girls, they're like, yeah. Love this movie so much, man. Without this, we would have never had any of the MCU sequels that we have now. Wait, Peter? Still holds up. That was still a great scene. Is it better than the scene in the first movie? Yeah, with Green Goblin? Yeah. It's not as laughable. Yeah, the planetarium, yeah. This is a good looking scene. It's just that My Son the Astronaut is not memorable. But unlike Guy Ritchie or Guy Pearce, he's not overacting and glowing and breathing fire. He should have been Venom instead of Tom Hardy going. I'm sorry. A Venom with Tourette's is not a Venom for me. Because that's basically what he is. He's Venom. If the new Flash has ADHD, that's fine. That's not a mental illness. It's a mental disorder, and I have it, so I can understand. But when it comes to making Venom to having Tourette's is too much. I miss him. Yeah.
Until I find him, he's 24/7.
I could do the first Fast and the Furious. I'm not going to do 8. I'm not doing Hobbs and Shaw, and I'm not seeing Fast 9. I miss Stanley every day. Chosen one. He was the man. He was a man that created this entire universe. You can do him better. Put him in the MCU. You can work. You got John Walker, and that worked, even though he frightened me. I love the 1995 Power Rangers movie. Not horrible like the Turbo movie or the 2017 movie. Exactly. Those movies insults. They insult the first movie. With god awful CGI, bad performances, a villain that's over the top for no reason. Don't miss my Memorial Day podcast. I'm doing Olympus Has Fallen, and Peter just does not get a break in this movie. Some water. I like her hair bun. She still looks more attractive than the hobo. Zing. I don't like those stupid braids. I just don't like it, guys. That's another thing I never told anybody. I don't like her braids. Having a bun would have been fine, but then the freaking hair braids, I'm like, no. Go on. You're copying Padme. Day by day. John. Catwoman sucks 2004. John, do you do a live commentary on Transporter? I can do that in the summertime. I have the first 2. I don't want 3. Or Refueled or whatever the last one was called. It was awful. Oh my God. I can. I always put a girl's needs before me. Ouch, that hurts. Yeah, Transporter. I can do the first 2. The 3 was painful. That Russian girl with the freckles, I should have been attracted to her, but she was awful. And 4 is Ed Skrein jumping through a freaking car like it's so fast, like the Matrix, and I'm like, it didn't work. Ooh, man, that slap. That was real, by the way. That was hard for James Franco to do, man. Slapping somebody that you care about. If that was me with the hobo, I'm like, yeah, serves you right for ruining a freaking franchise. Slap right in the face. That's what she deserves. This guy, what has he done? My Son the Astronaut. Why aren't you seeing Fast 9? It's a cartoon, guys. I mean, magnets swinging off a freaking mountain with no bridge, and they can catch bosses now, yeah, get out of here. It's a freaking cartoon at this point. There's no excuse for that. We're living in times where movies have to be better than what you're giving us. Because I loved Godzilla versus Kong, but the cast was weak. Mortal Kombat again, awesome action, blood, the fatalities were there, but the villains, the characters, some of them were better than others. Oh no! Oh, ah, boom! Oh man! And he survived that. He didn't get a concussion, or his emotions affect his powers. Kind of like Wonder Woman 84. She was losing her powers because her emotions got in the way. He can't even climb the walls. Spidey and Ock robbed the bank. $2 million in stolen money. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of he goes through. I hate it. I know she's not a character. She's a freaking fanfic. An OP power character with no backstory that is not attractive, doesn't like guys, and can just do things because she has a badge. Again, that's not good enough. You have to have charm and good writing and a personality. That's why I loved Black Widow in the Avengers. That's why I loved Captain Marvel. That's why I loved freaking the Wasp and Elsa from Frozen because they have something. They embrace their femininity. They don't act like I'm a tough guy. No, you're not. Fast Nine's a cartoon, guys. Admit it. The trailer was a freaking joke. John Cena, actually, John like Vin Diesel. That's a cartoon. No blood, nothing. It's just like, oh, we're superheroes now. They're not human anymore. After Paul Walker died, they became superheroes. Paul Walker was never a superhero in those movies, even in 6 and 7. They made Vin Diesel and The Rock and all the other characters superheroes. What do you think of Dove Cameron? She's adorable. She can sing and she's beautiful. My favorite Star Wars movie original trilogy. I know nothing could beat that. I see clips from those and I have a smile on my face. I see Force Awakens, my body gets really tense and I'm like, yeah, and I see that face and I start getting I get, I break into hives. Yeah, I'll see. What if Disney Channel made a TV mature? That's never going to happen because they can't even put blood in any of their kids shows. Daniel Gillies, yeah, is John Jameson, but he's barely in the movie. There's Uncle Ben. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Yes. I haven't seen the Sherlock Holmes movie. I just refuse to because I don't like Guy Ritchie's style. He was in the originals and the Vampire Diaries. Yikes! Dream no more. With great power, great responsibility. And what happened? It skipped. It's skipping a little bit, so I'm gonna have to try to see it on B-Flix. It's because, hold on. Gotta finish this. I'll try this. I want to finish this movie. I don't want to wait till tomorrow. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna have to finish it on B-Flix because I want to finish this now because the DVD is scratching. It's scratched. It's gonna take a little while, but here we go. I'll just have to put it low. Here we go. Here we go. We'll just get to the wait, what happened here? Stupid Wi-Fi. John, on a scale of 1 to 10, how boring was? What part was up to with the scene with Uncle Ben? Right. I want to finish this, so I'm gonna finish this. This gets scratched. I've had it for a long time. I'm gonna have to donate it. No, we're past that. Skip. Don't worry. 3, I have the DVD is in good condition. So let's see here. We're about an hour in, so yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Why is this happening to me?
Hold on. I don't want to skip too much. Skip a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I'm Spider-Man no more. Yeah, this is where we're up to. I'll just leave it there. It's good enough. No more. You have one more movie until that. It's fine. I could get rid of that DVD because I have the Blu-ray and it's still in great condition. And I got it used. So, got to watch it here. That's fine. As long as I get it done, who cares, right? When I get a PS4, I'll be able to watch Blu-rays down here. So, I wish I had it digitally. So, when I do Spider-Man 3, I'll just do that. And I already did the Homecoming and Far From Home. So, those are done. Here we go. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Raindrops like a guy's feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit and they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to him, like the way he got things done. Yeah, the scene is ridiculous, but it's part of the song. Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. Because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. I love this movie so much. It won't be long till happiness comes up to range. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying not for me. Cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining. Because I'm free. Look at his face. Look at that face. I love this scene. It's so cute. Yeah, it looks great here, so I'm fine. I saw half of the movie on DVD. It's because that DVD is old and it's scratched, guys. That would be hypocrisy. She, on a scale of 1 to 10, I am glad. Best and worst YA adaptation. I think the Hunger Games really did it well. I don't want to know. I'm not going there. I cried at the scene where Peter gave up the Spider-Man. Yeah, pants. Do my homework. I do my homework now.
Who's the girl?
It's decided yet.
You can talk me out of getting married.
He wants to
Do. Have to.
think about it.
What's that? We never got on. You can't get overcomplicated things.
You don't understand. Different.
Mm-hmm. Punch. It's okay, guys. Don't scene. That was didn't work. It didn't work because it was just a cut. I'm sorry. I don't. It was done wrong. You must have given masquerade. Yep.
Your wife is still on my line.
Hey, Network 90 again. Yeah. You notice that Doc. Yeah, we see this in all the scene that was cut. Powerful scene where you cut a scene where what were you thinking? MJ's one of the biggest characters. Not Felicity Jones, who's shitty, or Smile. It's just it's a bit scratched. I've had it for over a decade, so.
What happened to Uncle Ben?
Mm-hmm.
You were at the library. You were doing your homework.
He drove me
to the library, but I didn't want it.
I went someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Someplace where I thought I could win some money. To buy a car. Because I wanted to
impress Mary Jane. His acting is good. I don't know why people say that he's like too nerdy. I'm like, he was the perfect Peter Parker. I never got that with Garfield. I thought he was too douchey and his hair looked stupid and he was never subtle. He was either overacting or he just, he was just crying a lot and being a bitch. And he was following Gwen Stacy like a dog. Instead of like being romantic, he does this. Like he's a dog. I'm like, that's what a dog does when they rub their head against your foot or your leg,
He wanted a car. He tried to take Uncle Ben's. Uncle Ben
said no.
said no.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst with better writing, I think she would have been the perfect MJ. But I think so for this cinematic version, it's an adaptation, guys. They can do changes. It's not like what they did with Lois. They made her a redhead for no reason except that Amy Adams is too lazy to color her hair black or wear a dark wig. At least with Superman and Lois, they did it better. Lois is actually a brunette again. She doesn't have to be white. I'm saying she has to be a brunette. Some things are classic for a reason. Yeah, Garfield didn't like him, and with Holland, he has that innocent voice for Peter Parker and a lot of vulnerability. Garfield was not vulnerable at all. When they try to give him vulnerability, it gets cut out of the movie. I wanted to tell you so many times. Yeah, she doesn't say a word to him. It's just she's shocked. It's like, it's your fault that Uncle Ben died. This isn't going to be on Disney Plus until next year because Sony wants to have a deal with Marvel so that they can have a piece of the pie. This is why I don't trust studios. They always want more money than they need. You made millions of dollars with Jumanji and with Venom, Sony, and with your game systems every year. That's the only reason you're still around, because your game systems are awesome. Uh-huh.
Where are you?
Where is he? Well, he'll be back in the theater in 7 months.
Fine.
That's Sam Raimi's dad.
Only obsessed over his work.
About that, because 3 actually had problems, but it still followed the continuity of the first 2. It didn't do a Last Jedi where everything that happened in the last movie was thrown out the window. These films didn't do that. The Amazing films did that. First movie was too dark, so they made the second movie even longer and brighter, but it didn't fit the tone. Some scenes are a cartoon, and then another scene is serious. One scene, someone's crying. The next scene, someone's cracking a joke. It doesn't work. You have to have a consistent tone. You never answer my ballistic answer. It's a 4, okay? A 4 out of 10. It's not a good movie, but I don't think it's the worst action movie ever made. Surprise, Harry!
What do you want? Precious tritium. Tritium, are you crazy? You'll destroy the city. You're a hack. All right. Put me down. We'll make a deal.
James Franco can act. I must say.
Kill Spider-Man. Give you all the tritium you need. Second thought. Bring him to me.
Alive.
How do I find him?
Parker.
Peter Parker. Parker? He takes pictures of Spider-Man for the Bugle. Make him tell you where he is.
It's a good performance. It really is, from both Franco and from Molina.
I'm not ready.
And yes, I know he's a Brit, but here's the thing. The guy is a good actor. This is not like if Robert Pattinson was a villain in an MCU movie. Thank God that's never happening. He's going to do bobblehead Batman. This is your Batman, people. He bobbles his head like this. That's not Batman. He never did this, unless it's a bobblehead. It's laughable. I'm sorry. He's making Bale look badass. And Bale sounded like this, you know? It's laughable. Ben Affleck is better. I'm sorry. He's better. In the Snyder Cut, if you see him, he's still better than this bobblehead version we're getting. Frank Miller movie, the worst one is The Spirit. That was horrible. Best Frank, I don't know. Yeah, but Burning Building, just a call back to the first movie. And it's a little Asian girl. That little Asian girl must be like in her teens now. Because this was 17 years ago and she was a little girl, so. Oh. Just kick the door down, Peter. Kick it down. Hell yeah. It's sad when there's better flames in this movie than Snore Stick, which doesn't have any action. Mulan? She's so cute. I love the scene where Peter saves a little girl. It's adorable. It's a powerful scene that's not copying the first movie, because in the first movie it was the baby, but it wasn't Asian, and also the villain's not in the burning building this time. So it's a callback. He saved the baby without his powers, saying that shows a lot. I didn't see Andrew Garfield do that. He saves what, a kid? He takes his mask off too much. He's like, "Hey kid, I'm Spider-Man." I'm like, why did you do that, you freaking idiot? You don't take your mask off in public. When Tom Holland does it, he doesn't do it in front of other people. Hell, the first time they found out he was Spider-Man was in with Ned, and then at the very end with Aunt May, she's like, "What the?" And then they cut the movie. There's the Asians. It's a good scene, man. It's a good scene. And this is the kind of love we should be showing to Asian people, guys. Stop hating on them. It's not their fault that a virus was spread all over the world. It was the freaking animals that were tainted that spreaded this. It's not like they created the COVID-19 in the first place. Frank Miller, yeah, Spirit. Nothing will ever be worse than that. You waste Samuel Jackson as an over-the-top cartoon, and you waste Scarlett Johansson, the most beautiful blonde woman I've ever seen. Yeah, this scene does drag a little bit. After that scene, he should have been Spider-Man right away, like right after that. Hold on. What am I supposed to do? With Garfield, he quits being Spider-Man at the end of the second movie, and that was just because your girlfriend dies. You could have moved on, dude. That's when, instead of having Rhino at the end, here's how you rework that scene. You bring MJ at the end. Say, hey, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. Again, that's in the comics, guys.
Would you like a piece of chocolate cake?
Oh, she's so cute.
And a glass of milk?
That would be nice.
She's cute. She looks like my friend Jenna. I really care about her a lot. She's cute. Tobey Maguire never takes his mask off. Not like this. When he did it in the first movie, he was in a room by himself. He doesn't do it in front of people. Literally, in Garfield, takes his mask off in front of people, and then when Lizard takes his mask off, I'm like, they do that too much. That's lazy. If he's not going to wear the mask, then why the hell did he have it? When Deadpool does it, he showed it in the first movie, is to show that he's disfigured. He doesn't do it all the time. When he sees Russell in the second movie, does he take his mask off? No. Yeah, you don't take your mask off. Hell, Wolverine's never even worn a mask in the MCU. Do it.
Well, they gave me another few weeks, but I decided to hell with it. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
I found a small apartment.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm quite able to take care of things myself. And Henry Jackson across the street is giving me a hand, and I'm giving him $5.
That's Henry Jackson?
Yes.
It's a cute kid. That kid must be like my sister's age now.
9 years old, has great ambitions.
Mm-hmm. No, X-Men Origins Wolverine. No, the Spirit is way worse, guys. Trust me. X-Men Origins Wolverine has a budget. It's bad. The CG's horrible, but it has more talent than that movie does. The Spirit has a horrible lead. It's got a horrible villain. It's got horrible writing. The girls in the movie are nothing but a piece of meat. They don't even have a plot. At least Kayla was not the problem in her X-Men Origins. She was not. I believe it.
So very, very. Hey, where are all my comic books?
Those dreadful things, I gave those away.
They're not dreadful. I still have my comics. Yes, I have my Spider-Man comics because they're still worth money.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Henry, you're getting tall.
Henry, why don't you put those cookbooks in with the mixer?
Okay. You took Spider-Man's pictures, right?
I used to.
Where is he?
You'll be back,
Henry and
kid.
I
Seven
agree. We don't
months.
see his picture in the paper anymore.
In 7 months, he'll be back. Thank you so much, Marvel, for that. You didn't delay it 3 years like you did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wanted to try the things.
He'll be back, right?
Yes, he will. And so will Miles. Yes, Josh, if you see this later, I know he left. Miles is going to be in the MCU because he's way too popular to not be put in there. Plus, he can be cast young, and you can keep him in the MCU for a decade. It doesn't matter. I love this scene, Aunt Mesa. Yeah, the speech is a little bit too long, though. It's not as long as some of the rambling speeches in the other films, but here, it just, it should have been 2 minutes.
People line up for him, cheer them, scream their names.
It's well acted. I'm just saying that she didn't need to give long speeches in Homecoming.
just to get a glimpse of the one who taught him to hold on a
Yep.
second longer. I believe there's a
Hero in all of us. Yep.
that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride. Even though sometimes we have to be steady and
give up the
give
thing we
up
want.
the thing we want the most. Even our dreams.
Yeah, I know. Look what happened last year.
Spider-Man did that for Henry, and he wonders where he's gone. He needs him.
We all do. After the year and a half we had with no theaters open, we need a
You could
Electra's a 3. Yeah, I didn't finish Electra because it's not Jennifer Garner. It's just that the movie was boring. It's so boring. Here we go. This scene is great. I love this scene because the 30 minutes are a little bit long. I agree with Doug Walker that you don't need the 30 minutes. You need 10 minutes. Get right back to the action. When Peter got his suit taken from him in Homecoming, did he give up? No. He wore his hoodie bootleg suit. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, this is a great scene. See, this is how you use slow motion, Zack Snyder. It's not hard. Make it an important scene, not someone eating a bird. If he says that, I'm gonna lose it in No Way Home. I'm back. Look at this jackass stunt. Oh my god, my back. That really happened to him too. I'm sorry. I know that was a real thing that happened to Toby, but my God, just that I'm back. If he says that, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, it's like I'll be back with Arnold, but with this, it was earned, man. Because like I said, I have a feeling, Josh, that movie's gonna be Into the Spider-Verse, but with live action and not cartoons. And I'm gonna just have a smile on my face when I see even Garfield, even though I didn't like him as Spider-Man, I'll be okay, whatever. The Spirit is a big fat F. It is. It's awful. It's not a comic book movie. It's a boring crime drama that has no humor. It's boring. You know what the best scene in that movie is? Samuel Jackson hitting the Spirit with a toilet. The hell was that? Literally, he's like, I got a toilet. And I'm like, oh my God. That's such a cartoon. Even Into the Spider-Verse didn't do that. Or Venom. Venom was terrible, but didn't have a toilet scene where he hits him with a toilet. That's stupid. I'm back. It's one of the best scenes in the movie. It is. And I want to hear that. Somebody say, I'm back. Or, hey, Peter, I'm back. I would love that. Because I loved Into the Spider-Verse. And I even loved the Crisis on Infinite Earths with DC. That was awesome. That's how you do fan service the right way. I'm back on the moon.
You'll do with me?
I'm back. Yeah, I love it. Let me see. That is from The Matrix, 1999, when Keanu Reeves, free your mind. Which scene? If they made a sequel to the movie 43, oh God, I don't want to see movie 44 with even more actors that are wasted.
Surprised?
Mary,
Thanks for coming.
everything okay?
You might say so. This is funny.
Her hat is cute. I like MJ's hat.
You know how our minds play tricks on us.
Tell me about it.
Well, mine did a real number on me.
Hey Darius, what's
Some
up?
part of me heard what you had
You
to
kind of
say.
came late. The movie's is almost
You were
over.
different.
Hold on. We got an hour and 28 minutes, so I'm not going to pause it again because I don't want the movie to skip.
I've been thinking about it.
Listen, there's more for me to say.
I can't wait for the mask law to be gone. Yeah.
Maybe.
I've been sick of wearing a mask ever since last year, at the end of last year. Can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah.
Saying, I thought I could be there for you, Mary Jane, but I can't. My mind was playing
One of Nicholas Lee's videos got 897 dislikes. Why?
Do you love me or not?
Yes. Or like Robin Williams. Yes! And Jack.
You don't. Kiss me.
Yeah, this was done better than in Twilight Eclipse. Sorry, Kristen Stewart, but
I need to know something.
but Jacob, kiss me. No,
Just
no.
one kiss.
Uh-oh. Here comes the spider. Yep, the car scene from the Matrix. Yeesh. I love the scene where Peter tries to kiss MJ and then, yeah, out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. Even in the theater, I was not expecting that. He threw a car at him. He could have killed him. That's some freaking Looney Tunes shit. This is the kind of thing you see in a bad movie that you're going to see later, Fast 9. They throw a car at somebody and they catch it like they're the Hulk or something. No, this movie's a superhero movie. Fast and the Furious was never a superhero movie. Go away, pop-ups. I'm going to finish this movie, damn it. I promise you guys a podcast, and by God, that's what I'm doing. The girlfriend. What do you want?
I want you to find your friend, Spiderman. Tell him to meet me at the West Side Tower at 3 o'clock.
I don't know where he is.
Find them,
Find him.
or I'll peel the flesh off her bones.
One finger on her.
You'll do what? Hell yeah, buddy. That smile. That music is dun 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 dun. Of course he catches her. Because like I said, she has to be captured in every movie. But at least Michelle Jones in Homecoming and Far From Home is not always in peril. So this is something different. And even Liz Allen in the first movie, she was only in peril in one scene. You know, the elevator scene from Washington. Hell yeah. I bet McGuire's going to show up in a cameo and be like, hey guys, what's up? And people are going to go crazy. I still have nostalgia for this, guys. I still do. Yep, I don't need these glasses no more. I want Spider-Man. I laugh. Yeah, that's coming up.
You know, we're on the whereabouts of your son's fiance. Sorry, John.
It's my
It's all my fault.
I drew Spider-Man away.
He's the only one who could have stopped Octavius.
Yes. Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it.
It was a what?
It was
He stole my suit. He's a menace to the entire city. Well, shoot it. I want him strung up by his web. Yep. Oh yeah, he's back, baby. 7 months, guys. I cannot wait. I'm gonna lose my mind. This is one of my favorite Marvel characters in any universe, no matter what it is. The MCU, the Sam Raimi movies, animated films, the freaking 90s cartoon, he's one of my favorites. Right up there with Iron Man, Cap, and all these other characters. I may not have a poster of him. I did, though. When I used to have light in this room, I had a Homecoming poster. Let's talk. Me too, John. I had a nostalgia for Sam Raimi's film. I still do. They're over the top and they're funny, and they're a little campy, but they work. Man, this scene is so cool. Oh, by the way, I live in New York. They don't have trains in Manhattan on the top like that. All the trains go underground. They don't go on the top. That's usually like Chicago or Toronto or something like that. But it's fine. It's a suspension of disbelief and all that. These effects still look great, man. It won an Oscar in 2005, and it earned it. And they say superhero movies can't be nominated for Oscars. Bullshit. Joker won 2 of them last year. So did what else? The Dark Knight. What else is based on a comic that won an Oscar? Of course, Into the Spider-Verse won for Best Animated. So it can be done. The scene is still freaking awesome. Sorry, Dark Phoenix, but your train scene sucks compared to this. Or the train scene in Captain Marvel. Best superhero it won an award in 2005. Yeah, because it still holds up. How did they do this on a with a set like this? Yeah. There was a train scene in Amazing Spider-Man, but it was stupid. He rips a girl's shirt off. Yeah, how sexist is that? I know it was an accident, but it's stupid. It's not a good train scene compared to this. That's awesome. And here he takes his mask off because it gets burnt. This makes sense. And in Amazing Spider-Man, he just does it because willfully. This scene is great. Woo! Yep. Hell yeah. Swing, Spidey, swing. That's awesome. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 could have been like this, guys. Yep, he got him. See, save people. Andrew Garfield or Henry Cavill as Superman. Save people. This is amazing, this scene. Seriously, yep, there's a conductor, got knocked out. You have a train to catch. I gotta charge this thing when I'm done with it. Yeah, see, he gets sparks right in his face. He takes his mask off. Uh-oh. This is easily one of the best train scenes in any comic book movie, including in the Wolverine, where it just looks like a cartoon. That scene was not as good because the train looks fake. I love this scene. I wish Tom Holland had this. He does. It's the boat scene from Homecoming. Except in that one, it's his fault that the boat starts to crack. But it's still a good scene. Yep. This is awesome. It's crazy, man. Wow. Yeah, it's Phil Lamar, that black voice actor that did a bunch of cartoons. Yeah, I think he was the Green Lantern once. Yeah. How was it going, man? Hey, Joshua. I hope you had an awesome weekend. It was okay. I wanted to let you know Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite superhero movies. Sam Raimi trilogy is one of my favorite. Yeah, it still holds up. At least it had a trilogy. The Amazing films did not. That's cool. Yeah. What's the worst? The Spirit or Superman 4? Superman 4. That didn't have the budget. The Spirit, there was no excuses. They had the budget. They just didn't have the writing or the ambition. There it is. And there we go. That scene was freaking awesome, man. This is why I would love to see Spider-Man and Deadpool in the same movie or in a Disney Plus show. That would be amazing. Have you played Godzilla Save the Earth? No. He's just a kid.
Just a kid. No older than my son.
Green Zone was boring and just told too long. I couldn't get into it. Matt Damon wasn't the problem. It's just some of his films are too long.
It's all right.
We found something.
There it is, the mask. Burnt on the side. Have you played Batman Dark Tomorrow?
We won't tell nobody. It's good to have you back, Spider-Man.
That's Tobey Maguire's younger brother. That's great. Yep, he'll be back very, very soon. I can't wait till December, man. It's been so long. The last time we saw him was in Far From Home, the last MCU movie before the pandemic.
You want to get to him, you got to go through me.
And me.
Me too.
And me. And me. Toby is also the 19th anniversary of Spider-Man. Definitely going to be rewatching it. I'm also going to be replaying the Spider-Man PS4 game. Yeah. Good. That game I heard was great. And also the Miles Morales game that came out last year is also amazing. Because, yeah, we're going to get Toby, but they're just not going to announce it. It's going to be completely out of nowhere, and people are going to lose it. Just like with J.K. Simmons when he showed up again as Jameson. Even though it's a different version of Jameson, it's still the same actor. And people will embrace the nostalgia if it's done right and a new take on it. Instead of just copying the first movie, you know?
Now the tritium.
This scene is good too, because Harry, the look on his face, that's all that expression. That expression alone was enough to convince me. Best and worst Fast and the Furious character. The best one is I miss Paul Walker. Brian was the most normal character there, and then now he's gone. And then the worst is let me see trying to think. Probably Michelle Rodriguez because she can't die in the franchise. Look at that look on his face. That's just like, what?
Can't be. is she? Where is he keeping her? He's got MJ. No, all he wanted was the tritium. Tritium?
He's building the machine again.
He's making the machine again. When that happens, she'll die along with half of New York. Now, where is he? You killed my father.
I'm going to rewatch Spider-Man 1 and 2 again. Then I played Spider-Man. So. Yeah, exactly. Which villain of Raimi do you like the most? Goblin, Doc Ock, or Venom? No, probably Doc Ock, but it's only because he's so very compelling.
I'm talking to you. You got what you needed for your little science project. Now let me go.
I can't let you go. You'd bring the police. Not that anybody could stop me now that Spider-Man's.
He's not dead. I don't believe you.
Leave it. Have you seen War Horse? No, I heard it's pretty long. It's a Spielberg movie, right? There he is. And while this action scene is not too long, it works. At least it has a finale, unlike this Electro fight in Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was done all wrong. Because it's like, he just looks awful.
Shut it down, man. You're gonna hurt a lot more people this time.
Well, that's a risk we're willing to take.
Well, I'm not.
Hell yeah. Also, I'm noticing a pattern here. In these Sam Raimi movies, the end fight is at night. But in the Amazing Spider-Man, they're also at night as well. But the fight would very end, and it's in the daytime. Yeah, and it gets cut off. Also the in Far From Home, no, that was in the daytime as well. But it's a little bit cloudy because he's in London and Mysterio is using the freaking illusions to fool people. But it's still in the daytime. The final battle, yeah.
Let's see you scurry out of this.
It's cartoonish. That's laughable, and you guys know it. But it's a comic book movie. It's supposed to be lighthearted and funny. Because besides Spider-Man the animated series, have you seen The Spectacular? No, it's not on Disney Plus yet. That show was great. Also, have you read the Ultimate Comics? I think I might have one, but I haven't read those. I saw the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, some of that one. Play Spider-Man 2, the fight with Doc Ock in the game. Yeah, I've heard that is a great game.
We have to shout. Please tell me how. Peter Parker.
Haven't seen Crazy Stupid Love. I will, though. Brilliant but lazy.
Look at what's happening. We must destroy it.
Can't destroy it.
I can't destroy it.
Oh, my poor little hand. I won't. Thoughts on Devil's Own? It was decent. It's just a little bit long, and Brad Pitt's accent is not the greatest.
That it was a gift to be used for the good of mankind. Privilege. These things have turned you into something you're not.
Sometimes to do what's right, we have to be steady. Rest of it isn't that good. Almost every character in the film is unlikable. I think you're gonna like it. You're not gonna. Are you gonna do a live commentary on Daredevil? I have the director's cut. I will do that eventually in the summer. I didn't care for the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. That was extremely disappointing. The Ultimate Spider-Man game was a better adaptation of the comics.
Listen. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. Now, tell me how to stop it. It can't be stopped. It's self-sustaining now. Think. Listen. The river. Drown it. I'll do it.
Yeah, see? Maybe he didn't die. Maybe he just fell into a portal. We don't know that. They've retconned things before. I mean, look at Far From Home. In that movie, in Civil War, Jake Gyllenhaal's character was actually there, so he was there all the time. You just didn't see it. Steve Carell was never that funny. Only good in comedy. I like him as a voice actor in Despicable Me. He's funny in that. The worst character is Sean, played by Locust Black. Yeah, he's there. I didn't hate him. Just Michelle Rodriguez is just she. You're gonna portray family, blah blah blah. She should have died in 4. That would at least given Vin Diesel more of an edge, to have a motivation in these films. Penny shot. Yep. Why does Farrell play the same character and everything? Because he has no range. He's either way too Irish or he sounds like American and he sounds nasally. I would like to go to Mars. No. He's just very boring sometimes. Phone Booth was fine, but that could have been any actor. I stubbed my toe. Yeah, I know. I love that too.
In case we die.
You do love me,
I do.
even though you said you didn't.
Well, Farrell. I thought you said Farrell. Plays the same dumb guy and everything. Well, it depends. I love Elf. That movie, I'll bat for that movie because it makes me laugh every Christmas. I watch it every year and it puts a smile on my face. Excuse me. Here comes the thing. What if again? I'm not going there. Network. I'm not going to answer that. See, we never saw the body. He drowned, but did he die? We don't know. You could say Doctor Strange put a portal and he went through it. Maybe when the snap happened, this is continuity, and he got sucked into a portal and survived. That could happen, guys. We're almost done. The spider web scene is cool when he's crawling. That's awesome.
I think I always knew. All this time. How you really were.
And you know why we can't be together.
Step Brothers I haven't seen yet.
Enemies. I can't let you take that risk. I will always be Spider-Man. You and I can never be.
Colin Farrell, Bullseye, Daredevil, he should have died. Yeah, instead he kills Elektra and then he survives getting put through glass. Yeah, I'm so not buying that. He should have died. Yeah, my son the astronaut shows up at the end. Daredevil 2003, the already cut should have been in theaters. I know, but they always make a mistake. Thoughts on Cradle to the Grave? I miss DMX. I do. And I like that film. It's underrated. I think it's a film I'm probably going to do a podcast for in the summer, out of respect for what happened to DMX this year. I'm going to do it in his memory, hopefully. It's a good pose. I do wish the fight between Mark and Jet Li was longer. Yeah, because the two guys can fight really well, even to this day. There's the dagger. Oh, happy dagger. Because with comic book movies, yeah, they just make me happy, guys. When they've done well, I go to the theater and I clap like a maniac. You should have seen the videos I did in the 2000s or the 2010s, where you hear my reaction. Toby will always be my favorite Spider-Man. Yeah. Just like James Franco's still the better Harry compared to Dane DeHaan. Dane DeHaan, I just didn't buy.
Son, I'm here. Dad, I thought you were...
No. I'm alive in you, Harry.
Now it's your turn.
You swore to make Spider-Man pay. I'll make him pay. Thoughts on Exit Wound? That's decent too.
And I'm your father. You're weak. You are always weak. You'll always be weak until you take control.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know the truth about Peter. Be strong, Harry. Avenge me.
Avenge? Wink, wink. Avenge me! John, does Steven Seagal play the same character? Yeah, mostly he does. Even when he changes his accent. We're almost done, guys. Pumpkin bombs. Yep. Hello. Wow, there's a lot of bombs in there. The performance enhancers. Under Siege 2, Under Siege 1. Under Siege 1 is so boring. I still like Under Siege 1. Because, like I said, I love Eric and Leniak's beautiful body. I like the two villains are amazing. I do like the action when it's there. It's just a little slow, that's all, in the beginning. Here comes the MCU first cameo in a pre-MCU film. Thomas Jane makes a cameo, yeah, because the Punisher movie came out the same year. I will be doing a podcast for that in June. I'll just have to find a spot for it. Oh, Green Goblin has a better suit? Yeah. Best and Jack, but the best Jack Ryan movie is what is it? Probably the first one with Harrison Ford. Patriot Games, probably, yeah. Executive Decision is boring. It's way too long. It's longer than this movie. Watch. Hey, I'll marry her. Vanessa Felito, yeah. She's adorable. Or My Son the Astronaut. The music is nice. Was a great villain he was. He was hard to top. That's why Sandman and Venom couldn't be any better. Even though I do like her. Thoughts on Mindhunter Christian Slated? You mean Slater. Down on top of the caviar. Here comes Thomas Jane's cameo. Watch. Here it comes. He looks beautiful. There he is. There's the Punisher. Yeah, that cameo was amazing. I didn't know it was him because when I saw the movie in the theater, I didn't know who Thomas Jane was at the time. So when I rewatched it, I'm like, yeah, that's the Punisher, the first theatrically released Punisher mainstream, because the Dolph Lundgren movie barely got a release in 1989. That My Huntress is decent. I just don't like the Spanish girl in that movie. She's awful. Patricia Velasquez, oh my God. Even in those mummy movies, she's... Yeah, The Punisher 2004 is not a cartoon. The most cartoonish scene in that is Kevin Nash's fight. But in Warzone, everything is a cartoon in that movie. Jigsaw, he thinks he's the Joker. Seriously, he gets cut up, and then he's like, he laughs like the Joker. He has this really bad New York accent that offends me.
Can't you respect me enough to let me make my own decision? I know there'll be risks, but I want to face them with you. It's wrong that we should only be half alive, half of ourselves. I love you. So here I am, standing in your doorway.
She knows where he lives.
I've always been standing in your doorway.
Yeah, touching the face. They do that in a lot of Disney movies.
Time somebody saved your life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Warzone was just a joke. Punisher 2004. Yeah, it's an underrated movie. Again,
Say something.
leave me alone.
Thank you, Mary Jane Watson.
Movie's almost over.
Go get him, Tiger.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's fan service, but it works. Because, you know, I care about these characters as more than I can say with Garfield. Awesome freaking movie, yeah. Yes, Peter Parker and Mary Jane kiss. It will finally swing happy ever after. Exactly. It works. For this franchise, it works. And that was Spider-Man 2, guys. Her looking out the window and dramatic fade out. Okay, let's start. I'll just have to end it there. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but the movie is over, guys. I loved watching this movie again. It still holds up. It's still a great freaking Spider-Man movie. It's one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's one of the best sequels ever made after Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, a bunch of other stuff. This is a movie that still holds up to this day. And Far From Home was pretty close, but I think the fights are not as good as there's no train scene in that like in this movie. Also, that movie had what it had going against it is that it had one of the best post-credit scenes, and we had to wait so long to get to follow that through. We waited almost 3 years for it, but this movie it's still a lot of fun. And if you've never seen it, get off your ass and see it before it's on Disney Plus next year. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Tomorrow is May 4th. I'll be doing a Star Wars movie, so stay tuned for that. Bye.